Hello everyone, welcome back to the very exciting game of round number 4 Norway Chess, played between Hikaru Nakamura and Rameshbabu Praggnanandhaa. Hikaru has white pieces and he opens with pawn to d4. Pragg replied with knight f6, pawn to c4, pawn to e6 and knight c3, bishop b4. So it is called Nimzo Indian defense and game goes on. After that, pawn to e3 and black castle, bishop d2, c5, a3, bishop takes c3, bishop takes c3 and knight to e4 to attack the bishop, eliminate the bishop, and knight e2, pawn to b6 to improve the bishop on this diagonal, pawn to d5 to break the center, bishop a6, pressurizing this pawn, and pawn to b3 just defending c4 pawn, pawn to b5 and queen c2, e takes d5, c takes d5 and knight takes c3, queen takes c3 and pawn to d6, just solidifying the structure in the center. After that, knight g3, knight d7, bishop e2 and knight f6, and here comes queen d2, rook e8 and pawn to f3 to solidify the fourth rank, and after that going to b6 and pawn to e4, just completely solidifying the structure in the center and supporting the pawns each other. Bishop c8, pawn to a4, just want to break this queenside structure, and bishop d7, a takes b5, bishop takes b5, bishop takes b5 and queen takes b5. After that, knight f5 move, just pressuring this pawn, which is very important. Actually, this pawn chain is very strong, and white wants to take this pawn or eliminate this structure at all. After that, here is a good move which Pragg can play, but he missed. The move is queen to d7, which has two advantage. First, it support his own pawn and just attack this knight. Still, right now it is defended by this pawn, but in future, maybe who knows where the pawn will move, and maybe knight can hang here. So after that, knight takes e4. uh, Pragg just sacrificed his knight. The reason is, white will take, he will take and give check, and after that king f2, and his king is little bit open wide, and he can just set up another rook on the e file and he will try to checkmate. So Hikaru will try to defend his position, and f takes e4, rook takes e4 with check and king f2. After that, knight e5. Actually, in this position, the best move was suggested by Engine was queen to d7, which supports his own pawn and just right now attack this knight as we discussed before, and it comes also with check. So he missed that idea, and after that Hikaru took the pawn and queen b6, knight to c4, queen f6 check, and king g1 just stuck the king on the last rank, and Hikaru will try to do everything to win this game because he is piece up and he has a passer in the center. Right now he has only one problem, his rook is in the corner of the board, so he will try to move his h pawn and would like to open his rook on this way. So let's see what happens. Rook e2, rook f1, rook takes d2, rook takes f6, rook takes d5 and rook f3. After that, rook d1 plus d1 check, rook f1, rook d3, knight a5, and game goes on. As you know, Hikaru is piece up and he has advantage over +2 or round about 3 according to engine, and this position should be winning, but let's see what happens and how both player will do. Rook to d2 and h4. It is time to just take out this bishop from the cage, take out this rook from the cage, and Hikaru know how to do it. Rook a2, knight to c4, pawn to a5, rook h3, pawn to a4, and it was actually a little slightly mistake because it served two purpose for white. Knight will go on b6 and will attack this rook and this pawn, which is defended by this pawn. And here is the point when Pragg missed his opportunity to pressurize over white, because he has this outside passer and he has also c pawn. If he can manage this passer to save, then he can do lot of things in this game. But right now he lost this pawn and he lost the opportunity also. Game goes on. Knight to b6, rook b8, knight takes a4, rook c2, rook f4, h5, rook d3, f6, rook e4, rook b7, king h2, king f7. Just pieces are moving and hopping here and there, and game goes on. But still Hikaru is doing great, and they will reach the end game where he will find great advantage over black. And game goes on. King h3, king g6, king g3, king h6, king f3, king g6, king g3, king h6, king h2, king g6, rook g3 check, king f7, rook f4, rook b8, rook gf3, king g6, king h3, and king f7. So still there is no progress clearly, but still Hikaru is pressing over the position. So here comes g3 and king g6, rook e4, king h6, rook f e3, and rook b5. Still there is no progress. Game goes on. Rook d3 and rook b8. So basically, Pragg is trying to maintain the minor pieces and he's maintaining the pawns. So there will be possibility to do something if he gets. But after that, rook c4, rook takes c4, b takes c4, rook b4, and knight takes c5. Rook takes c4 and knight e6, g5. Right now, Pragg wants to eliminate one of the white pawn and he will try to defend with the help of his rook against extra piece, which is knight. So game goes on. Rook d5, g takes h4, g takes h4, and king g6, knight d4, rook c3 check, king g2, rook d3, knight f5, rook a3, knight g3, rook a2 check, king f3, rook a3 check, and game will go on because the board is open and Hikaru will try to save his king from all around the checks. King f4, rook a4 check, knight e4, rook a1, rook d6, rook f1 check, king e3, rook f5, rook c6, rook f1, rook a6, and rook f5, rook a1, rook e5, king g4, rook e6, and rook f1. So right now still he is not progressing, but he is pressing over the position. Rook a6, knight c3, rook a3, rook f4, rook a6, knight d5, rook e6, rook e4, rook d6, rook f4, rook e6, king d3, king f7, rook a4, rook d6, and here comes king e4, rook e6 check, king f3, rook e5, rook a7 check, king g6, and Hikaru set up a trap here for Pragg and he goes knight to f4 check. And here is the pause moment of the video that Pragg can save this game by playing the right move, but he did not play the correct move, and due to this he lost the game. Just pause the video and try to search the right move. So Pragg played king to f5, which leads to loss because knight is pressing over this pawn and rook will come here and will take this pawn, and this h passer will become queen and white is winning clearly. So after that, Pragg resigned the game. But how can he save the game? So the saving idea is king to h6, and still game will go on, and there is nothing which can give Hikaru a clearly winning advantage. So it was a wrong move played by Pragg, and in this position, Pragg resigned the game and Hikaru won. So thanks for watching.